Darren. Good to meet you.
Good to
Likewise.
meet
Well, Brendan, since you got the first word in, I'll throw the two-parter at you. How are
Okay.
you? And how does it feel to be answering the same questions over and over and over again today?
How am I? I am displaced for the foreseeable future from my home, which is not great, but I am delighted at this movie coming out. And I will repeat the answers to those questions as many times as it takes to make people watch the movie.
Got it. We are going to come back to that. So we'll go to Jordan next. We'll go, how are you? And how much of the character that you play in this great film is in you, the human being?
I am great. Definitely worried about my brother Brendan and also the state of the world right now. It's as
Fair.
a black queer person, it's like not a great time. So I'm definitely taking in a lot. But something that I will say is like Abe, the character, is fighting so hard to find out the best way to speak his mind. And I find that is incredibly true for me and lives in my body and was so easy to talk to Brandon and Nick about encompassing in the character. So there are so many parts of Abe that live in me.
Mr. Robinson, we're making you wait to participate in this conversation. So apologies for that. And same question goes to you for Enoch. Is there any of that person in you?
for sure. Oh, for sure. I mean, that laugh is mine. It's just dialed up, it's dialed up, and I put some rocks in my mouth and chewed them around a little bit. But that laugh is mine. His kind of the fierceness that he protects his brothers with, or believes that he's protecting his brothers with, is also a part of me as well. There's actually quite a bit of me in that character, and then I let the kind of the surrounding environment give me situations to kind of open up avenues to explore. But a lot of that, from from the hair, from the looks, from the style, from the feel, is definitely me. The overt violence, not so much, but
But
if pushed,
just a little asterisk right there.
just a
And
little one.
Brendan, now I've got a stupid question for you. So your name's Brendan, director Brandon. Did that ever cause any confusion on the set, having a similar name like that?
No, because I think what was great about working specifically with Brandon, and again, I'm a Brendan from North Carolina, so I've been called Brandon my whole life, but we were so ingrained in Daylong country and shooting so fast and wild that, I mean, I was ish from the moment I hit the ground.
You were ish. I
Hmm.
mean, the expression was you are the ish, but you are ish, the ish, whatever it is. But I'll throw this one at Brendan as well. When was filming actually wrapped on this? Because these days you never know when a movie takes 4 years to come out.
So that is our journey as well. I think this is a real testament to independent filmmaking. What Nicholas Kirk and Brandon McCormick pulled off with this film, along with Carl Horseman of Triple Horse, is nothing short of a miracle like any movie. But this one especially, they filmed, we filmed this in 2019, if I'm getting that right. And then, of
Oh,
course, we all know what happened in 2020. And they had to wait to get stunt pickups on the back of COVID. So to get those fire explosions and stuff like that practically and safely. And then they were in post-production, nights and weekends, independent filmmakers beg, borrowing, and stealing to get the film made. And then we hit a strike and they had to deal with release concerns and restrictions for making that. So this film has already survived two once in a generation setbacks to still bring this thing to the screen. And I could not be more proud and in admiration of what these filmmakers went through.
okay, so that timeline blows my mind because, like Jordan, for example, you were in an episode or two of a show I love that unfortunately got canceled called High Fidelity. When did you film that versus this film? Because wasn't High Fidelity like a 2018, 2019 thing?
Yeah, no, it was pretty close around the same time frame. I remember shooting that in the summer, high fidelity, and then this we went into, I believe we got there in September of 2019. So right around that same time, yeah.
Wow. So you kept it a secret all this time that you were in this particular film. So you're good with keeping secrets, I can tell.
Yes, yes. The brothers can let you know. Secrets are my best friends.
And then same deal, like Ahsoka filming that. Now that's a secrecy oriented thing. So when
Very.
did you wrap on that versus this film? Meaning The Devil and the Daylong Brothers was done like 2, 3 years before that came out for you?
Yeah, I believe that sounds about right. I mean, but I mean, through it all though, I've held the Devil and the Daylong Brothers in my heart and soul, and just telling people about it and explaining it, all during that time and even up until now. You know, there's been such this interest in wanting to see the art that both Brandon and Nick have led us through, and also that we have created collectively, with Rainey and with Keith. Um, so, even though Ahsoka was shot, I've been carrying this for a while. I have been waiting for people to be able to see something fresh, something new that I'm not sure if they'll ever see again. So,
Absolutely. Now, Brendan, back to you here. My experience, and I'm going to overly generalize with all this, is that horror and heavy metal people are usually the most relaxed people in real life and the most functional people because they get it all out in the screen. So, film like this, obviously, it's not a laugh a moment kind of deal, being a horror thriller. But I'm going to assume that within 45 seconds of them calling cut, that there would be laughs on the set.
I'll go a step further and say, so something we were just doing before you joined, Darren, was Nikan and I were just bantering along like we always do. And if you look at every second of pre-roll of this movie leading up to action, it's us in character just rambling and goofing off. And then the moment they call cut, the same stuff. So it was an absolute joy making the film, and everybody, all the more serious the scene on set, the more genuine and fun it was to make it, which I think really is that perfect counterbalance of being able to leave all the drama on the screen.
I'm seeing nods from Jordan as well. Yes, you liked the improv vibes and the comedy vibes that were low key happening.
I was definitely present.
Well, playing, people who share a last name like this, I imagine it creates an almost family vibe that there's a never-ending text thread that would not have ended within the last 5 years.
no, not the least.
Absolutely.
What did we do the first day we actually arrived in Georgia? We spent about an hour downstairs in the lobby, and just literally the three of us coming together. That was 2019. It's still the same way today. So that sort of rapport, I mean, literally, these are my brothers, and I'm also assuming that both of them wanted that to shine through in the film just as much as I did. So, as Brendan said, before yelling action, after yelling cut, while eating lunch, like it's just we have been, together.
Great to hear. Hopefully, we'll get a bonus
Ooh.
features reel. What do you call that thing? The deleted scenes or the outtakes? The outtake reel?
Sure, the outtakes, yeah. The
Do we
blooper
know
reel.
if that kind of a thing exists for this film?
We know I've seen some clips because, again, this is a total independent grassroots effort. So, like, Jordan has actually been running our social media account. I've been cutting out clips. We've all been crowdsourcing. Niken's been doing outreach. And then, of course, we have the lovely folks at Prodigy and Quiver supporting those efforts. And so this has been all hands on deck. So we've actually been combing through some of that B-roll to be like, I don't know, is this good for Instagram? And throwing that out to everybody.
Good for the gram. Well, my last question is going to go to all three of you, and we'll start with Jordan first. It has nothing to do with the Devil and the Daylong Brothers. We'll keep saying that name so the SEO and the algorithm keep picking it up, the Devil and the Daylong Brothers, etc. Okay, the question that goes to you first. What's the last concert that you went to?
Ooh.
Wow.
Understood if that's putting you on the spot here, and it takes a second there.
Billie Eilish.
Was that in LA?
I'm in New York City, so I saw her at Madison Square Garden.
Wow. I would have thought that she'd be a like MetLife level artist, that she could sell 2 nights at MetLife.
It was like 3 or 4 nights at MSG, and of course went to the first. So
There you go. I can you concert remember, or do you need a second and Brendan can answer in the meantime?
No, I think I actually got it. So I think the last concert I went to was a band called Khruangbin in Berkeley. So I
Oh,
went to
KHR, female bass player.
female bass player. It's a three, so there's a drummer, there's a lead guitarist and a bass player. I just love them so much. I'll put them on for whatever. I love to dance. They will let you know. I love to dance. So it's got to be like chill and dancey, and Khruangbin is it. So I saw them and it was quite a night. Got a hot dog afterwards.
Hot dog. Well, follow-up question for that concert. Did they do the medley where they play all the instrumental versions of hip hop songs that have used samples?
No. I did not know that people sample Khruangbin. Now I got to do my research. Oh,
Oh no,
snap.
other way around.
Other way around. Oh no, they didn't do that medley, but they did play for like 3 hours and maybe an extra. I don't know. It's like they left the stage like 3 times and came back and played another 45 minutes. And I was like, I'm in heaven. They're playing
In
everything.
demand. Well, your homework, when you got time, go on YouTube, check out one of their UK or European festival performances. They do this medley of basically every top 40 hip hop song, the instrumental take on it. Do it.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I don't know. When you got a band that great, you just got to spread the love. Now, Brendan, you concert, do you remember the last one?
I do. I took my own musical to the Edinburgh Fringe Festival in Scotland last year for a month, and I wandered into a basement and saw the Cat Tet versus John Williams, which is a 12-piece jazz ensemble doing all of John Williams, and they played for 3 hours straight.
Okay. Now, follow-up question to that. Are you saying the name of the city correctly? Because aren't they really staunch about that whole thing? Don't you have to say Edinburgh?
They are. That's why I'm not allowed to be there anymore. That's why we left.
Okay, well, I didn't know about that theatrical part of your career. I knew about Succubus. I knew about the on-camera stuff. I didn't know about that. So the common thread here, all three of you are very interesting with excellent music taste. You can deal with a film that takes a long time to come out. You're happy horror people, and I'm looking forward to what everyone has to come in the future.
All right. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Darren. We're looking forward to talking with you about it.
Paltrocast.